What's up, everyone? You're tuned in to the channel Eps episode 144. I'm your host, EEPMON, because there is none other, and I truly apologize for the extreme lateness in posting an updated video. Since I got back from Japan, it has been tremendously busy, but what else is new in my life? Productive and just a lot of catching up. And especially now that December is rolling in, there's been a couple projects that I have to complete because, well, I'll give you some updates since this is the channel Eeps and on all things creative entrepreneur and digital art behind the scenes. I am working on a mural that will be installed early December. And also, I just been so busy because, as some of you know, I've been storyboarding and developing a motion graphics art piece that's going to be unveiled at a gala in Hollywood, California next month in December. I'll give more details about that as the date approaches. But I will be in Los Angeles around middle of December. So I will keep you all posted on that. I believe it's middle of December. Anywho, yeah, there's just been so many things that I have to schedule all these meetings and like traveling and all that stuff. So my last major travel will be in LA. But yeah, I mean, haven't been to Japan for over a month. I think that the travel bug is out of me, and I like to stay put for the rest of the year here, and perhaps next year I will go back again. But yeah, this motion graphic piece is really cool. What can I tease out? Well, if you've been following my Instagram, I've been posting some sneak peek of this piece, which will be in conjunction with a martial arts performance group. So envision a grand stage, and I am creating, of course, there's a digital LED wall at the back. It's very, very wide. And I've been tasked to envision a motion graphic art piece that goes along a track. The music is pretty epic. It's it's kind of like martial arts type and inspiration and very majestic music. So when I was in Japan, I did not waste any time. I was storyboarding, listening to music many times, getting inspiration, writing down the time sequences, just really envisioning what I foresee in this piece. And also, I had to ensure that what I create aligns with the performers. I got some early sneak peek. This is all pretty much as we were developing it. So when it comes to collaborations, one thing is that collaborations can happen when there are certain objectives met. Like, for example, you can work in a collaboration where the situation is already predetermined. These are the processes, everything's defined, everything's concrete, and away you go, right? But then there are other collaborations that are much more, freer, more ad hoc, really motivated by your intuition, the spontaneity, the improvisation. And I kind of see this particular project in that particular limelight. Because there was this grand vision and spearheaded by my dear friend, good friend, Andy Chang. For those who don't know who Andy Chang is, this guy is a legendary stunt choreographer, Jackie Chan's stunt team. I think he's like a third generation. This guy's OG. Like I actually watched. I saw him in in those like Hong Kong classic like martial arts and like and TV series or movies where Jackie Chan was like this guy. It's just interesting how it all comes together. Like I would never have met this person had I not venture out on my own to Los Angeles, had I not lived in New York City. Like there's so many angles and dimensions where I find myself in the world of networking, in the world of engaging and embracing the uncertainties, the unknowns, and one thing led to another. I met my mentor in Calabasas many years back. Now he's like, I guess he's all over the place. This guy's traveled a lot. His name is Curtis Wong. My mentor Curtis Wong is best friends with Jackie Chan, and of course in that world, of course Andy Chang was in there too. So I find myself just meeting these people, and respectively, I love what they do. They love what I do. It takes many years to simmer, and something comes out of it. And here we are today, 2024, and there's an opportunity for me to create something that will be seen, as I understand it, in the eyes of people in the Hollywood industry or the entertainment industry, movie industry. That's coming up in December. So, as far as I'm gonna say it, knock on wood. But it's exciting, and so back to that collaboration. There is the music. There's so I've done motion graphics before. I've done artwork, I did a music video, so I'm familiar and experienced in creating these things. So a lot of my knowledge in my graphic design world, my digital art world, my motion graphic world is now coming into another step in its evolution, where I have the opportunity to create something for a live audience, for widescreen, and it's what's up, intersecting with um, art, like music and performance. So it's exciting for me because, one, I am grateful and thankful that this Andy Chang entrusts me, his circle of people entrust me. They believe in what I'm doing. That's number one. So that's almost like validation that I'm making headway. So I really appreciate that, and I will not fail them, and I'll do my utmost best to ensure that we all win together. Number two, this is a new arena for me. Like it officially a new area to explore where my art can be in the movie or motion industry. Right? This is incredible. So in collaboration with the martial arts industry. No, I mean this is some new territory, but it's not like it's not like it's completely unknown or that I don't know what it is. A lot of my prior experiences, like I mentioned in the past, of my, oh my goodness, almost 20 years in the industry, in the creative industry, has informed me to be prepared for a situation like this, right? I've been through the obstacles and challenges and the grind to develop myself, to develop my experience, so that yes, I am up for the challenge. I know exactly what they want, and now it's a matter of execution. And I'm happy to say that yesterday yesterday we had a very productive sync up meeting, and here I was talking to the key, like the co-founder of this martial arts performance group, okay, and then the people who are the production or the lighting crew at the venue in Hollywood, like they were going to be organized. Like we are having these conversations. It was so great. It was such a great energy, very positive. We all have the same ambition to see this through. We're very articulate. We're very organized to the best that we can. Um, and also, I'm very happy to say that Andy Chang has seen it and he is completely excited and stoked about it. So that gives me a really great measure of and confidence. Well, I'm already very confident, but it reassures me that I am really on the right pulse of completing this motion graphic piece with great results. Right? I think it's. I'm not saying to be boast like to boast or whatever you call it or showing off or anything. It's just, but I really think that um, what was originally sort of like very abstract, because I was just I was in Japan listening to music and trying to storyboard, to actually putting it together, compositing it together in Adobe After Effects now, and having them see that is like, yes, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like I see the home run. Like I know exactly how to execute it. So I'm happy to say that this motion graphics piece, is about a 4 minute and 30 second piece, and I am basically like 75% complete. I'm pretty happy about that. And of course, I think after I'm done, once everything's all done to get everything's completed, I'll probably go through the entire sequence again and maybe do some tweaking here and there, some post production, some details, that this and that. Yeah, motion graphics is awesome. Like, so for those who know the Adobe software, I use Adobe After Effects. I like After Effects because, of course, I'm familiar, very, very familiar, well, master at the Adobe Creative Suite. What's it, Creative Cloud now? Jeez, I don't know, whatever. What do you what I'm talking about, right? Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, like I'm like all in there. Like, so part of that ecosystem, of course, naturally I would find myself using their set of software. So After Effects is fantastic. I like to think that it's like After Effects is like Photoshop with a timeline. I know I'm really like, watering it down a lot, but that's essentially what it is. If you know Photoshop and you know how to use the filters, about layers, about all these tools, After Effects is essentially like that, but with a timeline, and you have the capability of doing three-dimensional environments. You could set up cameras, you could set up, all these things. And what's really crazy is that you can animate. You could animate like filters. So if you're in Photoshop, for example, you know how, for example, you have a drop shadow on an object. You do a drop shadow, and there are these like parameters where you could change the opacity from 0 to 100%. Or you really want to do a multiply effect, normal, these different blend modes, like all these things. All those parameters that that you're familiar with in Photoshop can be animated on a timeline. Every parameter can have a keyframe. So that's really cool. And what I also like about After Effects is that you could actually script. There's you could essentially code. They're called expressions, but it's like coding. So you can actually code certain scripts to automate certain things. So that's really cool. Like I love that. It kind of calls back in the days when I was working in Adobe Flash, now called Adobe Animate. But back then, of course, right? Or even if we really want to date myself, Macromedia Flash, where it was a full web rich internet application, exists on the web, is interactivity, a website, but it's all done in action scripts, all coded. So I like the fact that After Effects, the program, combines a lot of my interests. It combines visual art, digital art, graphic design, art direction, motion graphics, timeline. Like it's such a holistic application. So I'm just having fun with it. Anyway, I'm digressing so much. But suffice to say, I'm very excited to launch this. and I will be in LA to premiere this. And we'll see what happens, folks. I don't know what's gonna happen. That's the beauty about it. I'm excited. Like I got my airfare. They're flying me over. I'll be at the hotel. I got to rent a car, but I'm gonna stay. I'll be there for 2 nights. Of course, I will catch up with my mentor when I'm there and meet up some friends. But like like all I know is I have to finish this piece, and then go there. We're probably gonna do some rehearsals. I hope I can do rehearsals because I fly into LA around 8:30 p.m. So I would assume that the rehearsals will happen of the day of, or it could happen the next day early because the gala won't happen until the evening. Anyway, uh, and and if I again when I reflect upon this particular moment right now, like 10 years, 15 years ago, it would be a dream for me to like, wow, it's so amazing that, because when I was growing, when I was like going, when I was just starting out, I would see these like superstars of the industry and they're like, wow, they're getting invited to go to these places around the world to talk about their cool design stuff. That's so cool. It's like, I want to do that. If they can do that, so can I. And here I am today. Here, like, I'm very grateful, and but also very like this sort of, it's still kind of surreal that because I never forgot about why I am in it in the first place. Why am I doing what I do? Like, what is it? It's because but it's my passion. It's what I love to do. It's my, it's not, I wouldn't even call it work. It's like my playground. It just, I'm just grateful that I'm able to align my passion towards a career. That's number one. Number two, you know, it's just it's great feeling. It's empowering when you know there are people that acknowledge your ability, and they will uh, exert their energy to ensure that I'm taken care of. Right? They'll get me over there. We'll do the rehearsal. Because they really trust in what I have to do. So there's not just a responsibility, but I'm it's great that it feels it's yeah, just empowering that I'm being recognized in that sort of capacity. Now, by no means am I like a superstar or anything like that, right? I'm just continuing to do what I love to do. That's all I can do. I'm an artist. I'm pushing my boundaries, exploring new avenues, which led me to where I am now. And the exciting part about it is that I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know. But the tailwinds tell me that I need to go over there, and that whole realm of the entertainment industry is completely a new chapter for EEPMON, a new story arc, a new arena. You know what I mean? Like I continue to chip away and solidify myself more and more into that realm. That's all I can do, right? And that's just and I'm continuing to move in that direction. Meanwhile, I'm also doing some other fantastic, great things here on home soil in Canada, and also international in Asia. So there's all these different story arcs that are developing, and I am beginning to see how they're starting to overlap. I can tell you right now, the if my intuition and foresight is correct. Now, of course, if I do a good job, which I will, and I have to anyway, if I do a good job, the performance of that gala is fantastic. I can be sure that there will be a chapter of this sort of experience where combining motion graphics, martial arts, performance. I'm telling you, it's going to happen in Japan. I tell you, it's going to happen in Japan. I'm not going to tell you where, unless people who've been following my stuff will probably have a clue. but I know for sure that we would want to have that again or something different, but this time it will be in Japan, folks. So, but anyway, I'm getting a bit too ahead of myself. First of all, is let's just do a fantastic job. Let's work. Well, I'm saying less as if like I have a team here, just me. But of course, no. Of course, the martial arts team, the director, the lightings, all the choreographer, all that stuff has it's a team effort. But from on my side, I am 100% responsible for the motion graphic piece. Um, so it's a team effort, and I'm learning as I go. I'm meeting new people. I've never met the martial arts team until recently, so I have to get to know them more, and build the trust, build the relationship, all in real time. There's no time to like take your time. Like I said, this project is almost kind of ad hoc. We're like bringing the best minds together and see what happens. That's exactly what's happening. And I think that some of the great pieces are done that way. A lot of times, folks, when you're engaged in your own endeavors, creative entrepreneurship, etc., you have to be ready in any situation, whether you have months notice or just less than 24-hour notice. You have to be right away, understand what is at stake, assess the situation, and be quick about how to execute, whether or not you want to go with it or not. And this is a learning process. No one's perfect. This is the wayfinding thing. You grow. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, but that's the way it is in this world. So yeah, so that's that. So I have a lobby mural, like awesome lobby mural coming up early December, and then I got to be in LA middle of December. And there's just all these other things that are developing that are, again, as I mentioned, I'm engaged with increasingly art and its role in cultural diplomacy, in public policy type endeavors on a national level. So I think I'll just leave it there. But there has been a lot of great developments, and a lot of, again, I'm just giving you a little bit I'm giving you a whole like data dump of like what's been happening, because since I haven't done an update in quite a long time, I will be having some more very high level meetings on these national endeavors and see what happens. As I mentioned, right, if there's anything that I advocate for, it's STEAM. STEAM is the acronyms for is STEAM, acronyms for science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. That's STEAM, right? And I am a STEAM advocate because I truly believe that innovation lies in the A, arts. Arts that bind all things together, binds all industries together. So this conversation has a lot to do with the cultural creativity arts component in empowering, to empower. I like to use the word empower. I can't find a better word than that. But to empower the discussions, and to steer a direction for this department. I call it a department, but it's way bigger than that. Way bigger than that, folks. So I'm excited about that. What else is happening in my life? Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Most likely we'll be back in Japan like next year. Osaka Expo 2025 is coming up. Again, I continue to build my relationship with the embassy over there, but also the National Arts Center here in my city, the orchestra, will be in Japan for Osaka Expo 2025. They're going to be performing at the Canadian Pavilion. Now, why am I mentioning that? Because my sister-in-law, she's a violinist in the orchestra, and she will be there, as I understand it. So wouldn't it be so cool to go and see and witness my, like, I think my brother will. I'm not sure, but I think he's trying to see how he can get there too. But wouldn't it be cool to have a family gathering in Japan, in Osaka? That'd be so cool. And since I know Japan like very well, I'll be a fantastic tour guide. But yeah, just a lot of things happening. Lots of things happening. Oh yeah, Eat First is my NFT project. My co-founder Killjoy and I. Um, we we Everse is always constantly evolving, and as much as we like to say like, oh, we want to build a community, this and that, but this is the same sort of narrative that we hear over and over again for every Web3 project. So, and we dialed in, and we really sort of honed it, and if we were to really say that, we have to be more concrete and more direct into what entails in this community. And of course, what it turns out is that Killjoy and I, the co-founder Killjoy, him and I, we enjoy fitness. We like to run. We like to bike. We think that health and well-being is very important in our day-to-day lives, especially increasingly as we're using computers and using technology and all that. So we felt that the direction that we think the EVER should go is the intersections between arts, creativity, like digital arts, creativity, and fitness. We think that there is something really interesting in that area where creativity, arts, and fitness, well-being can coincide and live together in doing something really cool. So on that note, I think a lot of our endeavors or activations or build into community has a lot to do with just like good health, um, running, hiking, biking. And by all means, this is not like we're not professionals. Okay, we started out doing our own thing. I started running many years ago, or 10 years ago, but it's not like I am an expert or anything. But I think that our message to people is to go for a walk, go for a run. It doesn't even need to be a long run. Go for a jog. Like, just get active. And we want to empower, inspire people through our community outreach. Bottom line, that's what we like to do. So that's the update with Eat First. But what else do I have going on in my life? So many meetings coming up. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I guess I want to leave it like that. Leave it at that. But yeah, I think it's been a great time in Japan. It was a long time. I think a little longer than I would have wanted to. I think that I was there for over a month, but I feel that if I was even in Japan for just like 3 weeks is good enough. But you never know. You never know. So it is a Friday evening, November 22nd, and I cannot believe that this year is almost over. We got another month to go. And 2025 is rolling across, folks. It's rolling across. It's just ridiculous. I can't believe how fast time flies. I cannot. But no, I'm glad to be back. My jet lag really got me. It was crazy. It really kicked my butt for about 2 weeks. So that's probably why I'm just starting to ease back into these channel eeps. But yeah, it's already like, the year's out already. That's nuts. That is nuts. Very cool, but very exciting. I think that next year there's gonna be some great things happening. Great things are happening, and I'm grateful. And that's all I can say. That's all I can. And just making sure that I keep the focus, keep the discipline. Enjoy myself, and yeah, we'll see where it all goes. I hope you like this episode. I'm just thinking what else I can think of, but I'm just I think I think I said enough. But if you enjoyed it, please give a like, comment if you like to, and I will certainly talk to you all soon. Have a great evening, have a great afternoon, have a great morning wherever you are in the world. This is the channel Eeps episode 144, and I will speak to you all soon. See ya later. Bye.